to eat. So, friends, this evening, in addition to all of these great celebrations and these magnificent sources and reasons to give thanks and to be blessed at tonight's service, we also offer a blessing to those who have stepped forward to lead our congregation in positions of authority on our board of trustees and its executive committee. Our speaker this evening will be Adam Pollock, our brand new congregational president. And before I invite him up to share some words, I want to share a short perspective with you about authority and leadership in Jewish tradition. Immediately after Moses receives the 10 Commandments, he's given instruction about how to build circles of leadership and governance among the people Israel. And his father-in-law gives him one piece of advice about how to pick a good leader in the community. He tells Moses, you have to find people who are anshe chayil, people who are capable. And you must find people who are anshe emet, trustworthy and honest. The secret is, however, they have to be the same people. It's not enough to have the skills, to have the technical ability and the wherewithal to get things done. It's also not enough just to be kind and to be honest. One must be both capable and compassionate. One must be both trustworthy and talented. It is a true testament to that legacy of leadership in our people and in our congregation that all of you, the members of our congregation, have elected Adam to be your next president. He embodies those values beautifully, gracefully, deftly, and very impressively. He is an ish chayil, a person of capability and deep skill. He has an ish emet, a person of truth, honesty, and trustworthiness. You are so lucky to have him as your next president. He will do great things. He is a great person and a wonderful example of what this congregation values and prioritizes. And so before he shares some words with you about his perspective as our new president, I want to invite him up to the bima and offer him a few words of blessing. As Adam makes his way up and we stand before the presence of the open ark, would you please rise? Adam, scrolls like this one have been held by members of this congregation, members of the Jewish people for thousands of years, at times of great trauma and fear, and at times of our greatest rejoicing and celebration. As you take this Torah now into your arms, you hold it as the next representative of this congregation's and this Jewish people's leadership. As you hold it to your heart, you take into your arms the responsibility for stewarding, guarding, protecting, and upholding the timeless values that embody this document and the principles that make us who we are. As you hold this Torah and its ancient sacred words to your heart, we wish you our blessing. We wish you success and strength. We wish you vision and ability. We wish you the support of those you lead, the love and the fidelity of the people in whose hands you have placed your leadership and who have placed in your hands their trust, their confidence, and their belief that you will lead them and this holy congregation with vision, kindness, and compassion. May your days of leadership be strong. May the deeds and the tasks you undertake be successful. May God fill your hands, your days, and your years with blessing and success, vigor and goodness, and may God bless you as you assume the mantle of leadership over this sacred and holy congregation. You may be seated. Thanks.
I think I would have rather been told to hunt and pursue. Shabbat Shalom, and welcome everyone. It's so nice to see everyone gathered here, many of you with your families, and I recognize how challenging it is to get a family to Shabbat services on a Friday night, so I thank you for doing so. Leo and Charlie, Congrats on your big weekend. Thank you for sharing it with us and with your families as well. Mazel tov to you both. A few weeks ago, our Board of Trustees held its first meeting of the fiscal year, during which I asked our board and our other members of leadership the following questions. What are your goals for serving on the board? And what are your superpowers, i.e., what do you bring to the table? This diverse group of critical thinkers, engagers, and change agents spoke of their desire to develop relationships, to engage with and connect with our congregants, to give back and serve others, and to sustain our community, among the many other reasons they gave for serving on this board. In short, our leaders spoke about their desire to uphold and fulfill the dual mission of Emmanuel: to teach the values by which Jews live their lives with spiritual meaning, and to bring those values to life through service to the Jewish people and all humanity. Our congregation has always held an influential role in Jewish social action and community service, aiding the homeless, feeding the hungry, serving the marginalized and vulnerable segments of our society. This ongoing commitment to the moral work of Jewish conscience inspires our members to make a difference in the lives of others, fulfilling our ancient mandate of faith and service. Today, Congregation Emmanuel is dedicated to the fulfillment of a vision which sees our congregation exerting a visible and consequential force on the spiritual, moral, intellectual, and cultural life of our city. If you read the bulletin or go on the socials, you'll see our calendar is full of a wide variety of programmatic offerings, including nationally renowned speakers, signature events in arts and culture, and innumerable opportunities for our members to engage with each other and with the wider world. Okay, enough of the commercial. I want to share some insights with you why Emmanuel is so important to me and reiterate my excitement for you to join me in the journey of leadership as we help make Emmanuel the best version of itself for current and future members. So when I was in high school some 10 years ago, okay, you are paying attention. It was more like 37 years ago, for those who want to know. I could never have imagined the honor of standing here in my capacity as your president. I had just received the Rose Good Friend Scholarship Award, which gave me an opportunity to visit Israel between my junior and senior year of high school. What a profound effect that trip had on my life. Prior to that trip, my exposure to Jews, and hence my Jewish identity, was frankly limited. Yes, I had a bar mitzvah. I attended religious school. And my parents, who are here today, were active members at Emmanuel in various capacities. But I had very few Jewish classmates in school, nor did I participate in outside activities that further exposed me to Judaism. My trip to Israel was cathartic, a real game changer, as we would say. It was there I discovered how magical Israel was and is, where I made lasting friendships that I still treasure today. And most importantly, where I discovered the meaning of being Jewish and the power of our community. During and after my trip, my Jewishness suddenly became more important, whether during college or post-college, while I lived abroad for close to 7 years combined in both Japan and Chile. I actively sought out other wandering Jews with whom I'm still connected today. Fast forward, Judaism remains an important aspect of my life. While I'm no super Jew, I have made a concerted effort to live my life and raise my family in a Jewish manner, one that focuses on building and supporting our broader community through volunteerism, tikkun olam, and a respect for our heritage and our traditions. My service to Emmanuel over the years has fostered many long-standing friendships that I can count on here in this room today, and has further reinforced my commitment to its mission. As Rabbi Hayon often says, Judaism is like an enhanced technology platform, or better yet, an operating manual to steer us through life. I need not tell you, but as Jews, we are living through some very challenging times. For most of my life, I've been blessed not to have been exposed to the level of anti-Semitism and scrutiny around Israel's existence that we see today. Further, I had always hoped that my children would never have to experience any fear associated with their Jewishness. During these times, I'm sure as many of you do, often wonder how we should process what is going on around us and what, if anything, we can do to improve this situation. Tonight's Torah portion actually offers some insights on the relevancy of Judaism and of belonging to a sacred community like we have here at Emmanuel. While on one hand, the portion addresses the punishments that await those who disobey God's law, more importantly, the portion speaks to the many blessings and or benefits afforded those who do follow in its path. So how should we interpret or apply this in the current environment? As we know, our world is far from perfect, and there's much that is beyond our control. In this week's Torah reading, we're reminded to use our traditions and values to help us navigate life's difficult moments, dedicating our energy to use the Torah as a guide and viewing God's presence as a source of comfort. Given this, I find it quite prophetic that the name Emmanuel means God be with us. As members of Emmanuel, we are empowered just like the ancient Israelites. We're called on to recognize that even in despair, we're not alone. Our actions matter, and the values of our community ensure that we stay strong. It's this last point that I want to reiterate and reinforce with you. Sustaining our core values and turning them into a positive force for action, both within these walls and in our broader community, is our primary goal. Leveraging our Jewish operating manual and all the resources here at Emmanuel, we have a unique opportunity to redefine the conversation around what it means to be Jewish here in Houston, Texas, and beyond. I truly believe that doing good deeds, helping those in need, and living a life of purpose will ultimately help us transcend the current environment, help us build bridges with others, and help reestablish more calm and normalcy in our lives. I challenge and encourage each of you over the coming year to discover the blessings of belonging, where we can learn, celebrate, and do great things together. Help us and those around us reach their potential and become better versions of themselves. By doing so, I imagine each of us will discover the benefits of following in God's path, a sense of joy and peace, and perhaps a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in having left a legacy and a better future for those around us. Once again, I thank you for your service and for joining me on this journey of leadership. Together, we can accomplish great work upholding the vision of Emmanuel's founders. Shabbat Shalom.